Welcome to Tech Tips with Build Race Party. We're here in the garage to look at some simple skills, save you a lot of time, make your life a lot easier.
Today we're going to talk about leverage. What you'll find is if bolts are coming on and off pretty easy for you, you're swapping parts, you're doing whatever you need to do, life is good. It's when something's rusty or it's been over torqued that it gives you a lot of problems. So we're going to look at some of these situations and some easy ways to get through them.
First example is a giant bolt that connects a transmission to an engine. They get stuck sometimes. We also happen to have an engine out of the car. It's going to be easy. We'll take a look at that first. Hey guys, I realize this might seem obvious to some, whether you're using the 3/8 or a 1/2-inch drive ratchet, whether it's a breaker bar or something this size. If you don't have enough strength to break this bolt free, the most obvious thing to do is to give it more leverage. I usually grab my jack handle, which, you know, as you can see here, is just a couple foot pipe, slide it over the extension, make sure your head's still all the way on. This one is a Torx bit, it's all the way on there, and it's super easy just to break the bolt. And at that point then you're done, get your bolt free, and good to go.
All right, so that'll work pretty well for you. What you might find is you're under the car, maybe you're in a tight spot doing something with some wrenches, and you realize either you don't have room to get a breaker bar on something or you're under there in the middle of whatever project you're working on, and you realize that when you get a wrench on something, like this for instance, just because it's easy to see, that you don't actually have enough torque on it to get that off. So the easy thing to do in that case is to just link two wrenches together, sort of in this fashion, and then what's going to happen is you can exert again that little bit more leverage on something in order to crack it off really easily. And it's the same, it's just the opposite to tighten it back up if you need to put a little more torque on something so it's nice and snug and you're good to go. And it works pretty much exactly the same with an Allen wrench. If this is a little too tight for you to get off, just loop your wrench over, you can crack it, do whatever you need to do, and to tighten it back up, it's the same thing. All right guys, so hopefully that's good stuff and it gets you on your way to finishing your project a little quicker. Just one little side note, impact guns. Really handy tool to have in your toolbox. Certainly in this situation where you've got rusty or stuck on bolts, just something to know if you haven't noticed when you use an extension with one of these, it really cuts down on the amount of torque that it's putting out and the ratcheting effect that you really want. So if you're in a bad situation where a bolt's really stuck on, get rid of the extension, slip your socket on, you'll get that bolt or nut off a lot better.
Exactly. Guys, it's Tech Tips with Build Race Party. Thanks for joining us. We realize some of this might seem a little basic, but you got to start someplace, and thanks for joining us.
Build Race Party.